going out and coming out. He's not in charge. God is not in charge of it, so he can't rule. Most of the ministries, you see people go, and there are many, and people are shouting. They are going there because shouting up and down, because the pastor doesn't have value for their lives. Doesn't have for their what? For their lives. So he is trying to entertain them without preserving them. Because Satan will not want people to go to where their mind will be tasked so that they can be preserved. Their mind will be tasked by light. Now, that is why those ministries, when they make noise for some time, because they are grassy, they will fade. They will fade out. They say, Sheba, what is he doing long preaching? We want to do dancing. James chapter 1:17. They will start suffering from mental instability, fatigue, feeling sleepy in the church, feeling tired because of valuelessness, presence of darkness. He said, for every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of
light.
He said, with whom is
no variableness, neither shadow of turning.
Light will not allow him to vary. Light will not allow him to be confused. Light will not allow him to be turning up and down. So he is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So he doesn't travel. In chapter 3 of Exodus 13 and 14, he said to Moses, when you go to Egypt, you meet the people there, tell the children of Israel that I'm the one that sent you. And Moses said, I have organic. He said, tell them my name is that I don't vary, that I don't change, because I am Father of light. You go and tell them that my name is I am that I am, that I don't do what? That if you finish going up and down and come here, I will still remain here to wait for you, that I don't change. That means I am trustworthy. That means I should be believed. That means you should be fearless. Go and tell them that it is I am that sent you. And then in 7:1, Moses became a god. A god is a mini god, small g god, a mini big G god. That is, Moses have tendency to remain. They remain, to be focused. I tell you something. I tell you, if I say this and I will believe I have given somebody who is hearing me a gift. It is not possible for somebody who God trusts to be poor. You have produced a character that can be trusted, you can't be poor. And God, please, I would like you to hear me. God will not give a man who he cannot trust something big. Trust is not religious. It's not confession, it's not trust me, it's a life. It is being invariable. It is being a constant. When we say God is trustworthy, it means that God is a constant. It is stronger than vow. I say it's, and you cannot be a constant without light. So, and in 82 verse 1 of the book of Psalm, the Bible says God consults only with invariables. Don't tell God to trust you. Become invariable. He will trust you on his own. I said, don't beg him to trust you. Produce a trustworthy nature. Trust is not a function of oath. It's not a function of vow. It's a function of a nature. 13:8 of Hebrews. Jesus the same yesterday, today, trustworthy. Why is he the same yesterday, today, and forever? He is of light. Hebrew 13:8. There are people, listen, can I tell you something? There are people that want power, but they are not constant. Please, if you're here, you're hearing my voice. It is a great gift to be a constant. Don't trifle with a young man that keep on saying the same thing every day for 10 years. God, that is victorious. That person is already victorious. It is not cheap to be like that. It makes you share power with God. The fake we never attend it. It is in the ability to attend it that we know our substance. That now we know your value with how you relate with constant. Don't forget, something you produce for yourself is more important than what you want God to do for you. Can you be able to stay with what you say for 10 years? 20? If there is no light, vow is nonsense. 13:8 of the book of Hebrews. Jesus the same yesterday, today, and
forever.
Now, 1:8 of Revelation. Revelation chapter 1 verse 8. He said, I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, said the Lord, which is,
which
was,
which is
the same, the Almighty. He is Almighty. I said, he is what? He is Almighty because he is the same. There is something else two things I want to tell you. In Hebrew chapter 12, the Bible said, when all things that can shake finish shaking, the things that can shake will remain. Now, remain means dominion. It also means multiply. Some people can't stop shaking. And that shaking is called valuelessness. It is a nature of darkness in the life of man. I say it's what? Now, if you look at 1 Timothy chapter 6, 15 and 16, the Bible says he only is the only potentate, King of kings and Lord of lords. Only him is immortal, because he dwells in light unapproachable. Now, only him is what? Immortal. Now, why he is immortal is because he dwells in light which no man can approach. Now, the word immortal also means invariable. There is no shadow of turning. How can you be confused and be immortal? Let me give this testimony in a minute. From 9, I conquered confusion. As I'm here talking to you, I know what I don't want. And I will never want it in 30 years to come. I will never want it in the whole of eternity. In fact, please hear me. I am already in my eternity. Because I'm not ready to change. What I'm trying to do all my life is to keep on developing something I already know since I was 9. I say keep on developing something I already know since. When I finished secondary school and I was 18, 9 years after, a test came on that thing I know. Understood. I told him yesterday, I said, unto death. I wouldn't have gotten a shop in the market even unto death. Because I was not born to look for money. I was born to look for light. I was born to be like God. And the spirits don't look for things. I know it at that time. I was born to be in front of the earth, and money is not the road. Something I said in 1984 is what I'm still saying now. Does it make meaning? Does it make meaning to somebody? And then I said, I'm going to course number 4. Enlightenment inspires mental stability. What? Enlightenment inspires mental stability. If somebody is struggling with stability, then that is the work of darkness. And that represents poverty. Don't forget that God cares about your mental state each time he blesses you. So wherever there is light, there will be sufficiency. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 1:18, enlightenment inspires mental stability. He said, the eyes of your understanding be what? Being enlightened. Being he said that you may know. So the moment that your eyes is enlightened, you become stable. Somebody can be talking to you, you know it's not you he's talking to. When you keep looking at a particular direction for a long time, in 34:5 of the book of Psalm, shame ends. If shame didn't end, then the mental is not stable. I say if shame, then the mental is not stable.